Have you ever met a woman with magic? Most likely. She was black. Anyway, this is Shantae Schuler with Black Unicorns. And I'm coming to you today talking about the relationships between black women. I've heard so many different stories, and I'm happy that the stories have come out. I'm just there's YouTube channels and different things like that give voices to people, to women, period, like any woman. And some of the women that speak out, mainly being mixed or black with a different type of vibe, have these issues where we are not, because I'm one of these women too, where we're not really fully accepted inside the community. And so with me, I don't even know how to react back to that. So I want to start this off with just telling you the worst part about this. Is what if from this situation where I'm not fully able to communicate or actually express myself in any kind of way, what if I end up with a lot of cats? In this process, I would get this disease called toxoplasmosis. Now, let me tell you guys something. Over 50% of the world's population is already infected with this. Now, I'm listening to this one podcast called Sawbones, right? And I talk about how mice or rats are connected to urine of cats, so that when the cats, when they pee, if they get the toxoplasmosis, whatever, when they pee, then the mice are actually, they go to their pee, they actually go to the pee to get the smell smells alluring to them. So that's the way the cat is able to catch the mouse. So I was just well, does that help? When they scratch you and stuff and you get this toxoplasmosis, they don't even know that you have it until you die. You have this cyst inside your body and they don't even know that the cyst is in there until you die. They don't know if you actually have it or not. Now they can do blood tests and stuff like that, but for real, a lot of people don't have symptoms or anything. And how many people just go to the doctor and say, "Hey, I want to test for toxoplasmosis." What kind of stuff? So anyway, it's just it's basically a parasite that that's inside your body, and then I get a cat. The cat's pee is alluring to me. The cat then therefore pees in my house, and I'm just okay, wait a minute, I need more cats. What kind of stuff? That's how you become a cat lady. And you could also become a cat lady by not communicating with other black women. I'm so serious. It's so many things that we go through. Period. We go through a period. Okay. It's so many things that we go through that just that if we don't recognize that we need help from each other, it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. What are these things? I have tubal pregnancies. The first person I heard talk about that was Remy Ma. And now I'm her biggest fan because she's lost children due to having tubal pregnancies. I've had 2. And it's not something that's fun because you could actually die if they don't get you back to the hospital in time. You're actually internally bleeding. You end up with a scar and a tube is missing and all these different things. And so just to be able to talk about those things, just not among black women, but just among women, period, but also among black women, because the way they treat us in the hospital could be different, how they cut us and give us a scar and all those different things. That's nuts to minority women. They don't do that to all white women. So that's something that we also need to communicate about. Something else that I find that we don't do is we always criticize one person. It'll be one person that some black women will find, and it's just everything she does is something wrong with. Oh, look at what she did today. What she got on today. Look at how she did this. Everybody ain't you. But guess what? Have you ever sat down and talked to the woman? Have you ever actually had a conversation without you just talking? Without you just giving criticism of other people? Because sometimes that turns people, me, when you talking about somebody else, I'm just huh? I don't even want to hear this right now. It's so critical. It's so critical. And it really burns me up. And I think I've been like that, since I was young, too. I think I used to tell my sisters this, too. Why are you talking about her? She don't have nothing. That girl didn't do anything to you. She's pretty. She came. She came to the event. She's here. So what is it that's bothering her bothering you about her. So I even had one coworker, and I respect my coworker like so much because she has like all these goals and different things that she wants to do herself and how she wants to move through life and all this different stuff. And if one person comes in the room and she tells us her goals too, and so my coworker looks and says, "Well, look at what she had on. Look at her hair. Look at this." You don't know what is gonna make her better. You don't know who is gonna come into her life and tell her, "Hey, that's not working," or maybe they'll say, "Hey, it is working because maybe you're more relatable to this type of person." And that's what I started thinking. Like, well, she might not be relatable to me and you, but she's going to be relatable to somebody else. Somebody else's mother is going to use her in order to get to where she has to go. Or maybe she won't become a lawyer. Maybe she'll become something else because being a lawyer, I heard, is really hard work. So either way, or paralegal, whatever it is, either way, it's like, you become like you can't always put people down. You can't, and not always just like try to offer a helping hand. So if you are not there to help, then you're not here to do the right thing for me, because I'm just not a person that just sits around just like, oh, unless that person has actually said something to put down somebody else, then I'm almost like, okay, we're cool. But if that's our entire conversation, if that's the conversation that's supposed to move me into the right direction or help lift me up and stuff, I just don't want that friendship. I can't sit around all day talking about Betsy Boo and what she had on. I just can't. I can't. It's something wrong with that to me. So with that said, it's just like when I say shape up, it's almost like I know myself that I need those relationships. But when you've been X'd out of a community for so long, and it's like the people that I see or I hear these conversations from are actually on a screen, never in real life, because I've tried to be like parts of communities or whatever, and then what happens is it's like the people in the community are so petty. Like every little problem is a big problem. It's just, and to me, the conversations are not even worth it. Like some of them, I know we have to vent, and I just learned this: a vent has both ends open. So guess what? People can hear you, but it's almost like what I'm saying is just like we have to, at some point, try to come together in some kind of way. Even if we do have differences, then you gotta take them to understand them. And that was like my main reason for starting Black Unicorns, because I feel like as a Black woman, why am I so apt to like not want to be around other Black women? And so in that process, I did find that I saw some women that were like awesome. And it was just like, and just being in their presence and just watching them work and different things like that, it was actually something that I started to learn from. But then more times than not, I would be in the presence of women who did not give me that same work or give me that same vibe. And it's like, well, what do I learn from them? And I feel like, well, now I'm being judgmental. So how do I learn from these women, or how do I learn about these women in a way that gives them a voice and lets me like try to now understand who they are? And even in this process, I found, like after doing a radio show, that most people will actually just put you in a concept with what they think you are supposed to be like as a Black woman, or what your action was and what that action now represents for them. So, and what I'm saying is, like, some people would just basically make up some stuff about you when you do some stuff that's common to them, and it's not even part of your character. So shaping up for me is just like me being able to, even after I'm saying, hey, I don't like the gossip, I don't like this, I don't like that, for me it's still like I have to go back and look and review why I feel that way, and look and review how I feel that way, and what can I do in order for me to make that feel better for myself. And in the process, that's where it came. It's like, okay, research, look it up, have interviews, talk to people, open up to people, get out, say something. I do all these things, but still, I'm still closed off from, I still feel like I still close myself off from a lot of things. So anyway, that's my show today. It's like, I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be like I don't want to go into Catwoman mode, because y'all, ain't no cat coming up in here, because I don't want no toxoplasmosis. I might have already had it. I done had 2 already, but I'm not getting another one. The other thing is that I just, man, I don't know. It's just, this for me has been like so awakening for me as far as like just being able to even say I don't have good relationships with other black women. I don't. I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to. I don't know. Because sometimes I talk about people too. I will. I would like actually talk about people and say, well, why is she like that? Or what is this like this? And so I have to also go back to myself too. Like every time and be like, well, Shantae, are you always like that? Or are you just like that sometimes? Are you saying that to like hurt the other person? Are you saying those things to put people down? And never am I don't think I am, but I do have those questions. And so in that taking, do I ask the question to the person, or do I ask the question, or do I just keep the question to myself? Do I start to have these conversations? And my answer is have the conversations. Don't be judgmental. Have the conversations and see where those conversations take you. See if you get a better understanding of why black women do what they do and how they do what they do. But at the same time, I take up for it too. If you angry as a black woman, I feel like, hey, she probably had a hard time. She probably, if you're happy as a black woman, hey, she's the lighter side of life. If you're kind of like negative all the time as a black woman, it's like, well, maybe she never seen it positive. So even though I myself have those words to say, I still feel like I can still understand where you're coming from. So anyway, again, Black Unicorns with Shantae telling you to go ahead and shape up, because I'm trying to shape me up too. All right, have a good day. Bye.